I've encountered many UFOs flying. Sometimes they're later identified. Sometimes you can't tell what it is. Just before the Battle of Armageddon, Revelation 16 says these unclean spirits, they go and they perform signs and wonders. And Jesus warns in the Gospel of Luke, and it's repeated in the book of Acts, chapter 2, that there will be signs in the heavens. And a lot of people are going to be seeing things in the skies in the last days. The Bible says that in prophecy. So we need to know what the truth is, what to believe and what not to believe.
That is true. We do need to know what not to believe. And so today, oh man, we've got a fun one today. So, and I have a special guest too. So we're gonna get into it. So I'm the punk apostate. My name's Brantley, and here we go. All right, so let's see. Wow, that was abrupt. All right, I mean for that. Jesus, it's supposed to like fade out. Okay, whatever. Next time again. But today we've got the theSkepTick. How you doing, man?
I'm good, and I wouldn't even worry about the abruptness. You're punk.
That's right.
Don't conform.
That's it, right? Yeah.
Don't fade out. Just cut that music off.
That's right.
That's good.
It's like a break, like just like I broke the radio. That's
yeah, right. Scratch a record.
Yeah.
That's what I'm a punk. Do. Go.
Hell yeah. So we got theSkepTick. Hey, this is so awesome. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Hey, look, thanks for asking me. I've manifested as a human today because usually I'm a British floating circle, but occasionally I take meat form.
Meat form. I like that.
That's how I got my wife pregnant. I took meat form.
Right. That'll do it. You know, that helps. That's all. Well, hey, tell us a little bit about your show, man.
Man, so 2 years ago, I started a channel. I knew that I was moving to America, and I needed a way to like get out my atheism. Because being a Brit living in the UK, it's very easy to be a non-believer because most of the people around you don't believe. And I was like, I'm coming to this country where I know that it's very religious, and I need some form of outlet. So in January 21, I started my channel. I created the name theSkepTick, and I spent 3 months just like taking in everything I could find from the skeptic community. And then on March 8th, I posted my first YouTube video, and I got a subscriber, and it kept growing. Like after about 3 months, I had 10 subscribers, and I was going, "Oh, this is so cool!" And then after about 6 months, I went up to like 400 subscribers, and I was like, "Oh, this is very cool." And then within 9 months, I hit my first 1K subscribers and got monetized. It was actually January 1st of last year I was monetized. Wow. And I was like, this is so cool. And then I covered a video on Simon Dan's channel. Do you know the flat earth guy?
Oh, it sounds familiar.
He's in the south of England. He's a great guy. And he's like, every 6 months, I take a 2-week break, and I get 4 creators to cover my videos. And I'd done a video like whacking Kent back after he was whacking Simon Dan.
He's always whacking off.
Yeah, he's always whacking off something. And so Dan saw that video and was like, "Oh, I really love your style. Do you want to cover my video for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And the day that video was released, overnight, I went up 2,000 subscribers. And then I was like, "Oh, okay, this is going." And then within a month, I got to 10K. And then now I've just gone over 31K. So it's like, it's going so cool. I'm just having a great time. And I do 1 video a week. It's very simple. 1 video a week between sort of 18 and 30 minutes long. And I just point out the silliness because I'm not a smart guy. I know I sound it because British, but I'm not. Yeah. I use that to my advantage. I'm not smart. So I point out the silly things and this is why I don't accept this, because it sounds silly to me. And I think of my channel as like one of the first like steps on a ladder, to becoming a non-believer. You look at my stuff and you go, "Oh, that does sound silly. Right, now I'm going to go and find some smart people who can explain some stuff to me."
Right.
That's basically what it is.
And I love, because you kind of put it in, like, you take complicated arguments at times and put it in like terms that are a lot easier to understand for the layman.
I'm the layman.
Exactly.
So I'm making myself understand.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. I've been, and it's funny too. You brought up Ken Hovine. he was actually, I was homeschooled, right?
Okay.
And yeah, and so by like religious zealots, and like
Oh,
he taught, like we always had to watch videos of Kent Hovind for our science class, you know.
what?
I know, right? And my science book was actually written by Gish. It was, you know, that made famous the Gish Gallop. You
Oh
know,
my
it was.
word. Oh, I'm so sorry. How did you even step away from that? You must have believed some really crazy stuff.
Oh, I believed everything. Like for
Oh
the
my word.
longest time, I had no method of like, it was more based around, do I like the person that told me? You know what I
Okay.
mean? Do
Wow.
I, that was like how I based
Wow.
all of my epistemology was like, but I like that guy, so he's gotta be right.
That's not a good reason to believe.
No, not the best. Yeah, it took like honestly, and this is another reason why I love comedy and channels like yourself that do a lot of comedy within the
Right.
pointing out how, because it is just objectively funny. I mean, come on,
Hopefully.
you know, just these beliefs are silly,
Yeah,
and it's hilarious. So I was just listening to the comedy podcast and I came across God Awful Movies. And I knew all the movies because I was raised, Christian. So I knew all the Christian movies that they're making fun of.
Wow.
And we knew they were bad movies. We could tell that even as Christians, but we're like, it was like a moral duty to watch, But yeah, so that was my first, like, kind of breakdown and kind of
Wow.
of it. Just the laughing at it really does help,
Yeah.
that humor really does kind of
Right.
see things from a different perspective.
Right. Yeah. So, and that's what I, try and get out. Like, if we can just laugh at ourselves, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to just move away from this stuff and start looking for true things,
Absolutely.
So that's
Yeah.
what I'm after. That's what I'm after.
And it helps heal too, because a lot of
Mhm.
times, when you've been so heavily indoctrinated, those beliefs, the beliefs aren't there anymore. But a lot, I
Right.
call it like you're off the line, but the hook's still stuck in your face.
Got you. Yeah.
All
I
these-
was lucky because I never grew up religious.
Oh, wow.
I mean, there were certain beliefs that my family held, but it was more spiritual, like ghosts and afterlife, rather than like an all-powerful being that governed it all. And that was my line. I was like, I used to believe in an afterlife, but I didn't believe that there was this guy who looked after everything. I just was like, you die and you become a ghost, and then you get to see stuff. And my family were all like very mediums. I had my gran was clairvoyant. I was taught that I was clairaudient because I would hear things. And so they're like, oh, well, that just means you can hear dead people. What a horrible thing to tell a child.
Right. I know, that's
it's awful. I obviously had some trauma that they just passed away as dead people speaking to me.
Wow.
So, but when I got to a certain age, I was like, I really just want to dive into this and learn how to properly speak to these people so I can pass messages on. And that was my journey to deconversion. Even though it wasn't a religious thing, I stepped away from spiritualism.
Right.
In my early
Being skeptical.
Yeah, and that's when I started going, oh, this is a load of crap. I can't believe any of this.
Right.
I'm not really religious, but I do have a great time looking at what people believe and then saying that seems a bit silly to me. And I actually used to work in an office years and years ago. This is in my early 20s, and some of the people were religious, but it was a very small percentage. And I would poke fun, and I started my own religion back then. Of the hungry caterpillar, that story, the story, and I was like, well, I just follow the hungry caterpillar. He's got some great beliefs and great morals in life. He'll keep eating, but he'll never be full. And it's and I did that, and now I've got my own. Yeah, exactly. And now I've got my own new religion of Lisa the Rainbow Giraffe, leave be upon her, that is ridiculous. I just thought, if you can take what these people, as a mean way of talking about them, if you can take what folks believe and apply it to something else, you're just as justified to say it could be a rainbow giraffe that farted and pooped life into existence.
Right.
Rather than a bearded guy who floats in the sky clapping his hands together and go, behold, here's some stuff. I'm just as justified. But I say it in such a way that I know that it's not true. I am saying this stuff about Lisa the Rainbow Giraffe. I know it's not true, but it sounds fun because it's equally as justified. And I think that's a smart way to be. And I do want to I've been asked to do some talks at some conventions. And I think one of the talks is going to be something about, creating your own deity. And I'm going to do that, I think. So now that I've got my own, I'm halfway there.
Dude, yeah, that's genius. Because a lot of what they do is they don't spend any time, it seems like, trying to prove their own stuff. It's all like, hey, but do you know where everything came from? Okay,
Right,
then my
right.
thing's true.
The gap
It's
fallacy
like,
is just like, yeah, it's just all gaps. Well, I've got an answer. Well, it might not be true though. It might not.
right. It's an answer though,
Yeah, right, right.
It's like it's the any answer is better than no answer, and it's just
Exactly.
no, because then you're
Which is
stuck
not.
with that answer.
Yeah. Wouldn't you prefer the answer to be true than made up?
Right. And if
I
you don't
know I would.
exactly, and if you don't have the true answer, then just say that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine, right?
Let's find out. Have a good time discovering these things because you learn some stuff in the process. I love
Exactly.
that. Like that we have these brains that just want to absorb all this knowledge instead of just going, well, it's this and stopping there. Give your brain some activity. You could fend off so many mental diseases, by using your brain the way it's intended to be used. So I don't know if that's
Exactly.
true. I maybe just made that up.
I mean, it seems likely. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
just,
Well, they
seem
say
more
like to ward off dementia, if you do like a crossword puzzle or a Sudoku every day, that helps just keep your brain active and helps at least slow down the process. So if like just engage your brain and give your brain some stuff to do, and then you might actually be okay later in life. Might. It's not definite though.
right, exactly. And I would argue too that like with that same understanding of like using your brain to
Mhm.
ward off dementia and stuff, I think that like religious thought, I think that makes it, that does the opposite because
Right.
you're just deciding stuff,
Yeah.
and it's just like this is a thing that comforts me, therefore it's true,
You've
and you're just
ticked a box.
repeating shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've checked that box in your brain, so that part of your brain doesn't need to do anything now because it's got the answer. So you don't need to
right.
keep thinking. Yeah, it's
It's
silly.
so mentally lazy. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Here's a good thing that I do. I think about evolution at least once a day. That's no lie because it's so fascinating, and my brain just goes, "Oh, what about this thing? What about this thing?" I don't understand it, but I think about it, and I go, "Oh, okay, my brain's getting some really good exercise today because I'm thinking about just how long this process takes." It's
Yeah, it's
mind-blowing.
huge. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome. Which I think, I always try to use these types of arguments where, they talk about something purposefully making everything. And I just find it so funny because it's like out
right.
of the vacuum of space, we can't survive anywhere but right here on this rock. And it's covered with 2/3 water, right? And you're like, oh, well, we need water to live. No,
You
it's salt
can't
water.
survive
It'll
on that
kill
one.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. I spoke
It's
about that
like,
in my latest video. And at certain altitudes, if you're too high, the oxygen reduces and you can't breathe. And at too low, there's no oxygen because you're underwater.
right.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah.
But it was made just for us, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Silly.
It's
It's silly.
it's crazy. I love it. But so we got this video. This is from this Little Light Studios,
Okay.
and they are hilarious. I find them so entertaining. It's all either like satanic, everything is satanic, like Disney. They find like sixes and stuff and all that. Oh, there's a six, it's satanic.
Oh my
Uh,
word.
or it's alien stuff, and the aliens are in the Bible and all this.
Oh, they'll find anything. Let's get a shoehorn and just make sure we can get aliens in there.
Right, just fit it in.
Jeez.
Gosh, it's so funny. And so they
Right.
do these LED live. They call it light exposing darkness live.
That's great. Well done. Well done.
Right. So this one's about aliens, and I just thought we could have some fun with it.
Okay.
If you want, like anytime you want me to stop, you can just say, okay, wait, or something like
Okay.
that, and I'll know to
Okay.
push the button. But here we go. Let's have some fun with this
I'm
one.
excited.
because I think that evil spirits are going to use that to manipulate people in the last days.
Jesus, that's loud.
So Brad is
Okay.
leaving us for greener pastures. He actually
Oh,
needs
bye,
to
Brad.
focus on his channel, Strange
Oh.
Normal. If you haven't checked out
Yeah.
Strange Normal, go to the link in the description below. There is some supernatural things that are happening here.
What I love,
and this stuff
I'm
is
gonna just like
Oh, you're good.
production value. Let's chuck a load of money at this and set it in even wireless mic. Is that a wireless microphone? It could be. I don't know. But let's just throw all the money at this. When people watch it, they're gonna say, "Wow, these guys have got a lot of money. They must know what they're talking about," which is not always the way. But that seems to be a recurring theme. There are so many religious videos on the YouTubes that the production value is so big, and yet what they're saying is so farcical.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think like a third grader with with Google can figure this shit out, and
Right.
they're just like stuck. They can't.
It's ridiculous.
It's so fun, yeah. And you're right. Like the production value, like I mean, some of these are crazy huge, and they're just like ridiculous. A lot of the demons ones and everything, and they got like hundreds of thousands of subscribers and everything. It's crazy.
But do you always look at the views versus the subscribers? Because a lot of the time they've got 100,000 subscribers, but they've got like 200 views.
Oh, right.
That's always a good thing to notice.
Okay, because they're like they're astroturfing it, kind of like.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. Shit, here we go.
Not going to get less. It's just going to get more. So I'm excited for this conversation.
It's amazing. Did you want to say something?
No, you're going to have lots of content. It's getting weird.
Yeah, there's never a time in history.
Which is
when
also
we could
good for
have
us because there's going to be a lot of content for us.
Exactly.
If the more these folks are saying, oh, it's aliens, oh, it's ghosts, oh, it's God, the more we can just be like, okay, I don't think it is.
Probably not. Yeah, it's fun too, because like my goal is that this stuff all disappears, right? But at the moment, let's have fun with it.
Yeah, I don't think it will for a long time. So we've got work to do for at least the next 50 years. We're good.
Right. Yeah, our lifetimes, and then somebody else can take up the mantle, right?
A show or a daily show about aliens, but I mean, we're there.
Yeah, and people might think that this is a fringe topic. What is this going to have to do with anything? But actually, the little amount I have seen of you guys putting out content in this arena, it's important for us to know the day and age that we live in.
And it's fascinating too, because right now what we're going to go over today is the connection between religion and spirituality. What's going on right now with the UFO issue, specifically with Catholicism? It's really
how's UFOs spiritual?
Right. He's like, how like religion connects to spirituality. Got that. And then he's like, UFOs. So, like, fucking what, man? You just
let's just try and make it all link together. I mean,
right. Wow.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. And it is funny because I will see a lot of these alien. I'm fascinated by the alien. I don't believe in any of it, but I love to see what people will say about it. And the canon for alien stuff has gotten so it's like Men in Black. Like there's just everybody disagrees. It's just like religion. Everybody disagrees. Like, are the aliens long, blonde haired, white, blue eyed people? Sounds kind of racist. I don't know, but there is that. There is the Aryan, whatever the fuck. And but yeah, it is just funny to hear what people say, and some of them
what they make them into.
Yeah, and a lot of them are like, "Oh, I was talking to it in my mind," and you're like, "Okay, but how do you know that though?"
Yeah.
You're like, well, because I thought the thoughts and you confirm this with the aliens. They were like, "Yep, this is me." And
my word!
How do you confirm that?
I've recently, because there's a baby on the way, so I bought myself a new Xbox so that I can play games because I had an old Xbox, couldn't play any new games. I downloaded Jedi Survivor, right? Ooh. And I'm playing that because I love the idea of aliens. I'm not convinced that. I mean, there potentially could be some life out there. Do I think they're visiting this tiny little planet? No, I don't. But I do. There's a good potential that there could be something, whether it's just little worms. Anyway, by the by, I'm playing this game, and one of these tiny little aliens, I can't even remember what his name was, had a Scottish accent.
I love it.
What?
It's from the tiny UK. It's the little version.
What out of all of the accents this alien could have had, it was Scottish. Like, if this game was real, how would this tiny little alien have had a Scottish accent? I'm sorry. Ridiculous. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a good point. They need to start making up accents, Nobody ever does that,
No. This alien's American. Do you watch Star Trek? Yeah, I do. Yeah, all of them are American.
Pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Every planet, they're all
they're all American. Okay.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. Hell yeah.
Fascinating. And so, but before we get into that, I want to go over some of the verses in Revelation that kind of talk about what's going to happen at the end of time. With that, this is really interesting. Revelation 13 talks about.
I'm going to try to get the comments throughout, but is Dawkins really the king of the Pope or the atheist? God damn. Is Dawkins really the Pope of the atheists? No.
A lot of atheists don't even like Dawkins. Some of what he says is fascinating, but a lot of what he says is BS.
Yeah, and he's kind of dropped off lately
Because of the whole
yeah
gender trans. He's no,
he's on the wrong
if
side.
anybody's
Of
going to be the Pope of atheism, who would be the Pope of atheism?
that's a good. I mean, I'd say Aaron Ra more than anybody.
Yeah,
but
have you
he's
met
got the
Aaron as
look.
well?
Yes, yeah, I
He's
have.
so lovely. Yeah, he's a great guy. I love him. Or Seth Andrews.
That's good too. Yeah, absolutely.
He'd be
yeah,
a great Pope of atheism.
them three. What was it? It was Seth Andrews, Aaron Ra, and Matt Dillahunty were like the unholy trinity or something.
Yeah. There you go.
I love it.
The three horsemen of the crapocalypse or something, because it's all a load of crap. Not
Right.
what they say, but
Right. The actual, yeah.
yeah.
So I guess we're gonna get into Revelation and all of the aliens.
I can't wait to see how they make this fit.
Right. The square peg.
One of them's gonna get a mallet out.
Just get in there. Just do it.
Two specific things. Well, Revelation 13 and 16 kind of iterate what is going to happen at the end of time. There's going to be two things: a very spiritual thing that happens, that's Revelation 16, and Revelation 13, a very religious thing that happens. Listen to this. This is fascinating. Verse 4.
It's like country music and Western music.
Right.
That's right. You know what, man? Like that's the same.
How would they even know? That's like me. Right. Well, at the end of time, a small hippo is going to fall from the sky, and it's going to vomit Cheerios everywhere, and everyone's going to drown in these Cheerios.
That's as coherent as Revelation.
There you go.
That's too funny.
4 says this. I'm going to read through verse 4, 8, 12, and 15. It says, "And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" Verse 8. "And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world." Verse 12.
See, that's already stupid. Like, we can't get the whole world to even be like, pandemic. You know,
Right.
we can't and get them all to worship the same God. Are you kidding me?
I think they handled that all wrong. If they'd said, Jesus says you need to wear a mask, they would have gone, give me a mask.
Yeah.
Jesus says you need to have, Jesus says you need to get the vaccination. Fine, give me the vaccination. It's written here. Look, the dragon says you need to never get a vaccination. Give me the vaccination, because the dragon says to do the opposite. So I'm not doing that.
Exactly. Right?
Ridiculous.
So funny.
"And they exercises all the power of the first beast before him, that causes the earth and them which dwell within to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." Worship again, right? And the final verse in this chapter says, verse 15, "And he gave power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." So
where does it say end times in any of that?
I know, right?
Where?
It doesn't actually say that.
And what, we need to speak to the dealers from back then, but whoever's got the marijuana then, because that was some strong stuff.
That was it. Yeah.
If they're coming up with that.
It's like they always say too that that was written on the island of Patmos, right? And it was like John of Patmos. It was like a different John than the Apostle John. They could tell just by the way it was written. But
Smith, that was John Smith.
Just of course, with Pocahontas,
Yeah.
But he was in prison, right? And they said if you were shitting all over the floor in your prison, there might be some fungus that grows out of that. And if you're starving, it makes
eat your
pretty
poop
good
fungus.
Sense.
Oh my God.
And shrooms right there, magic shrooms. Boom.
Man.
That's Revelation explained.
There you go. Oh God.
Worshiping this thing, this is worship. And then if you don't worship,
You're toast.
you're toast.
So it's a one world religion that's forced by death penalty.
Almost like an ecumenical, everyone come together. We have to come together and worship. Fascinating stuff. Now I'll jump into Revelation 16. I'm actually really excited about this. This is
He's
really
shaking. He's so excited. Did you
Really
see that
like
paper then? He was like, I don't know
Right?
if that's excitement or nerves. It's like, I'm leaving these guys to do this by myself. What? I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I'd be nervous too.
Yeah, that'd be tough. It almost looks like he hasn't had his morning vodka or something, you know? It's just
It's
like,
more morning marijuana to get him some new revelations. I don't know.
yeah, exactly.
I'm going to go over verse 13 and 14, and we've been over this a couple times, but this is interesting.
More than
This
a couple.
talks about the spiritual side of things. So there's two things happening here. Verse 13 says, "And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and to the whole world to gather them to the great day of the battle of God Almighty."
Brentley, if I came up to you and I said, listen, I've had one heck of a morning, right? I was walking down the street, I bought my coffee, and a weasel came out of my mouth. An unclean weasel.
It was dirty.
Like,
It was
so dirty. You'd look at me, well, hopefully you'd look at me and go, what?
yeah.
Frogs coming out the mouth of a dragon. Dirty frogs.
That's what I'm
What-
saying.
because it's written in this book that people love so much,
Right.
why is it taken as the truth? If anybody came up to you and said, oh, you never guess what I saw. I was walking along a field and there was a sheep in there and it just had a slug come out of its mouth, but it was a golden slug.
Yeah. You'd be like, let's break this down. This has
Yeah.
to mean stuff. Now, in the end times, there's going to be what,
Yeah.
man? Like, it's just-
What is
the
going
slug
on?
represents-
Why would you accept this?
I don't know. I feel like this whole book is just the one like cherry on top that really should prove to these idiots that it's obviously stupid, made up nonsense.
And it almost seems like we've run out of weird stuff to say. So this book, we're going to town. Let's just go for the most random stuff. These people will eat it up. We'll be able to convince them to give them their money so that we can build bigger buildings. Because in this book, it says about dirty frogs coming out of a dragon's mouth.
Therefore, meaningfulness stuff. So
Oh my God. Seriously.
And you can apply that to anything, man.
Right.
That's the type of stuff that I really find interesting is our ability to, like, once you prime the brain, it's like you prime it, right? You're like, hey, look for a pattern.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It functions very similar like astrology, right? Like it's just like, hey, look for something that could possibly fit inside this whatever, like, as a metaphor, whatever. And so they're just looking for stuff that could fit this utter nonsense, it's just crazy nothing.
Ridiculous.
But they find it, and that's the thing. They're always going to find it because that's what your brain does.
Yeah.
It'll confirm what you'd like to think is true,
Exactly.
over and over. If you don't question it at all, you don't
It's so
have some.
strange.
It's so funny. But aliens are going to fit into the frog mouth thing somehow.
I can't wait for this.
So fascinating.
Which is
Miracle
really-
working demons.
Yes, which is really in preparation for Revelation 20, where the city of Jerusalem's coming down and Satan is loose from his chains and he's trying to rally everybody against. Is that what it's in preparation for?
He said loose from his change. I'm sorry, because he was thinking loose change. Yeah, anyway, that's it. It doesn't matter, but
His pockets are jingling in the end times. So your pockets will be filled with change.
That's right.
Great. I don't want the world to end now. I've just got like 4,000 quarters in my pocket. I'm going to go do some laundry.
That's right. Exactly.
All in
Or is
preparation
that
for
the
the
second coming?
I think that's the second
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
But I mean, I think that this is talking about the second coming. But this is.
I think it's talking about the second coming.
Right.
What does this say? I don't know. I think it could be this. It could be anything.
It could be, and if you want a second coming, just go to adamandeve.com and enter code word friendly at checkout.
Wait,
And,
what?
and get 50% off almost any one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping on the whole order. Go to adamandeve.com.
What? Is that real?
Yeah, that's my sponsor.
That's amazing. I'm going, oh, man.
Right?
Listen, I was in a long distance relationship for 2 years with my wife because she's American. So listen, sometimes toys, you need them. You can get Wi-Fi toys. Are they on that site? You should have a look because there are some Wi-Fi toys and they're brilliant.
I think so. I think they do. They have. I mean, it's like a superstore. So it's
Right, there you go.
Phenomenal.
Me and my wife, we were separated. I'm probably sharing too much, but I don't care. We got some toys that spoke to each other, so we could use them simultaneously. And across the 4,000 miles distance. They would be interacting with each other. Great time.
Holy shit.
Go
That's
and check out.
awesome.
Go and check out Brentley's little link there, please, because it helps me out.
AdamandEve.com. Enter
Adam
code
and
word
Eve.
Brentley. Yeah, check it out. It's awesome.
Just trying to push some sales your way.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. It's great too, because every single time somebody says something like that, I can be like, go to Adam and Eve.
Yes.
Perfect segue, constant. It's great.
The two things that are just before the second coming are everyone needs to worship.
Do it
something
again.
that's
He
not
just said
God.
coming. He
Oh,
just
man.
said coming.
All right, go to AdamandEve.com. It's Brentley. Yep, do it.
Oh my God. Every time they say second coming, you should be like, go to Adam and Eve. Use my code.
It just could come up automatically. Just anytime.
Like
The list
AI.
of words would be extensive, but
Oh, dear.
And then spiritualism comes in and it has a joining effect that happens there. So
when I hear about these miracle working demons that are gathering the world to fight the coming of Christ, it also makes me think of I can't remember what the verse references, but it says in the latter times some will depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of the devils.
What a sad, I'm sorry, what a sad way to be. If you're living your life going, oh, demons are just trying to ruin everything for me. Like,
right.
how bad is that? I feel really bad for this guy if he's just like looking over his shoulder all the time going, well, a demon might come and like split my shopping bag and my groceries will go everywhere.
Right?
These
look at
demons.
he looks terrified. Look
He
at his
does.
face. It's like
He looks
fucking
green.
demons.
Oh, that could be the green from the production studio, but whatever. Man, he does.
Right.
He just,
Oh
he's
yeah,
got bigger bags than me. And I
Right.
get sleep. And I'm not worried about demons. But this poor dude probably gets like 2-3 hours a night because he's like, I'm worried about the demons like, turning off my alarm clock and I'm going to be late for work.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I remember learning about this shit when I was a kid, you know.
Right.
My parents told me that I had the spiritual gift to be able to be sensitive to the demonic world. I could see where demons were and stuff. They told me that as a kid.
That's
know?
mean.
Which is terrifying. Exactly. That's
Yeah.
cool, man. What the fuck?
Did you sleep with the light on? I would have.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was pretty scared of
Yeah.
everything for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like another reason why I think it's fun to just laugh at this shit, because it does kind of help you like go, oh man, okay.
Yeah.
None
Right.
of that's real. And
Oh my goodness.
hopefully it helps other people kind of snap out
Yeah.
of that shit, you know.
There'll be a time when people are going to fall from the faith. Christians who aren't founded on the truth are going to fall for this counterfeit, and they're going to side with literally demons.
Oh man.
You
Literally
you triggered some
Literally
interesting
demons.
thought as you were
demons just like, come believe my religion, man. I gotta leave the faith, I guess. This demon over here is telling me to gotta
He
do
offered
it.
me some good marijuana. He wants me to write a new book. So I'm going with this demon.
It's called 420. Revelation 420.
Oh, that would be great.
reading
That's
those
awesome.
verses from Revelation. In Revelation 12, it says, and there was a war in heaven.
Oh, well, it must be true.
That war is when you look at the
With
Greek,
his, is he supposed to be a demon? Why does he sound like that?
I know.
you realize this is not like some necessarily like physical, duke it out, swords and lightsabers battle.
Oh,
A
man.
lightsabers battle. Now they're
Yeah.
shoehorning Star Wars into it.
I know he's saying it's not that, which is kind of disappointing
Well,
because
yeah,
I was
but,
really hoping that the
but don't
lightsabers.
mention lightsabers. If you come on, just leave
Right.
that for the regular folks.
It sounds like he was disappointed. He's like, I
Yeah.
thought there would be lightsabers. Apparently, not even going to be. There.
Yeah, it's not like the ancient Greeks where they didn't have these. What? Is that-
Right.
he did say something like that.
Something. Yeah. Let me see real
No.
quick.
Is when you look at the Greek, you realize this is
Oh,
not
look at
like
the Greek, here
some
you go.
necessarily like physical, duke it out, swords and
Oh.
lightsabers battle. It's a war of words.
Mm.
So
War of
I just
words.
looked,
That's
Oh,
that's
the
a
words.
bad
13.
that's a bad sub there. It said words, but he said it's a war of words.
Oh,
So
yeah.
basically, it's rap battles.
Oh man, somebody needs to start that channel.
Right?
You know.
Do you remember epic rap battles of history? Do you remember that channel?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but like Christians against atheists, or young Earth creationists, atheists, Muslims versus atheists. That would be so good.
That would be really. That's
Who
actually
do
a
we
great
know?
idea.
Who do we know?
Well, AI can do it. You know, we can
There you go, done.
just tell it what to do. Be like, do an Eminem version of whatever, you know.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
It says who is able to make war with the beast, right? It's all the same word. It's the word where we get the word polemic from. And in the Greek, it just made me think, like, so people have the idea. It's not who can, take the beast. It's who can argue it. Whatever they're putting out, whatever they're doing, that evidence is apparently so strong.
Yeah.
Or visually.
Please, yeah, fix his
Okay.
audio. Come on, this
Yeah,
is
let's turn
crazy,
his mic.
guys.
The producer's sitting there going, what is he saying? Let's just turn this off and just hope somebody else starts talking.
Right, we're just gonna turn him off, and he's just gonna
Sorry,
keep
Barney,
going.
you're done. Just turn that off. I don't know what his name is. I couldn't remember. It said at the beginning.
Yeah, I know. I never
I'm
remember
calling
the
him
name.
Barney from now on.
Barney.
He looks
does look
like
a
he could be a
Barney.
Barney. Yeah, right.
Yeah, Barney Fife. Like just straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Signs and one.
You can't hear shit. He's just like, yeah, totes.
Yeah.
Totes my goats, my bro. Like, yeah.
Wonders, and Jesus said, when they say he's in the desert or the secret chamber, don't even look, don't even go, because it's going to be that deceptive.
What?
Don't
Isn't the
even
whole
check.
premise? The whole premise of this thing is like, oh, he disappeared from the tomb. Shouldn't
Right.
you really go and check that just to make? Because he could still be there then if they're not checking. Although we know that people checked, and some people tell the story that the women went and told out all the apostles, and then some say they didn't tell anyone because they were scared. Which is the right
Right.
version? Which is the
Wait,
right one?
And it doesn't even make sense either because of the you don't bury people in a tomb that were crucified. That's the point of being crucified.
Right.
You stay out there until
Mhm.
your bones, to be
Yeah.
an example for the other. It
You're
doesn't even make.
drained of all that blood, and you're just like empty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Maybe there was some false information. Maybe some people were told he wasn't crucified. He was locked in this tomb. And so they went to check and they're like, well, he's not here. Hey, Cheryl, he's still on the cross. Have you checked? No, I didn't check. I was looking in tomb.
I'm trying to check the tomb here.
Yeah,
and
right. He's still up on the cross. Oh, crap.
there's a big boulder or something in some of the
move it.
versions. I don't know. It depends which. Jesus, yeah.
They're putting the idea of an alien being coming to harm the earth is just priming people for this fight.
Oh, so you
And
do
that's-
know what priming is. Okay. All right.
He's
seems
seen
like you're not-
aliens too many times as well. He's like, I've seen a documentary about aliens coming down and trying to just destroy everything.
Yeah,
Will
Ripley.
Smith luckily was there to save the day, but I've seen the documentary. That's not real.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, dude. Oh God.
Spiritualism. That's the spiritualism I think we're seeing right now. And I think we're growing in that right now. I'm going to show you some examples of that.
Oh.
You know what the Daily Wire is?
Yep.
Oh,
Michael
good.
Knowles is a Catholic on the Daily Wire. He's very prominent Catholic. He's very verbose, I guess you could say about it.
It's funny too. He's mentioning Michael Knowles, like, because I try not to cover too much of the Daily Wire just because it's like, everybody's covering it, right?
Right.
And but Michael Knowles fits the bill for this show so much because he's constantly like talking about demons and interviewing exorcists and shit.
Oh
So,
my word.
I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta cover this guy at least a
Oh
little
no.
bit. But
Listen to what he says about this. This is really interesting.
The biggest debate at the Daily Wire is not over gender. It's not
I
over
covered this video.
2024 race, and it's
Oh,
not
really?
over
weird.
immigration. Or the biggest debate. Aliens. Aliens.
That is so like a cocaine move. Like that is something that a person on cocaine would do.
Right.
You know?
Whoa. Aliens.
Some people, like my colleague Matt Walsh, say that aliens are real. ET comes down, abducts people, prowls around, little green men. And some people
He's like, and that's stupid and ridiculous. Now let me tell you my thing.
Yeah.
are correct, such as yours truly, who observes that ET is fake, it's not real, and when they think they encounter the little green man, they're most likely just talking to demons. And now,
Based on the things that are demonstrably true, that's
Yeah.
how we get that likely. It's
You're dumb. Of course it's not aliens. It's demons, silly.
like somebody needs to pop. Ben Shapiro needs to pop and be like, actually, it's unicorns. They're unicorns here, and actually, you guys are both wrong. And
there's a fella by the name of Luis Elizondo. This is reported by the New York Post. Though I got to give a hat tip to Popehead here, a great Substack writer and tweeter who called my attention to this. Luis Elizondo is a former intelligence officer with the Department of Defense. He claims he was the director of AATIP, the Pentagon's UFO program from 2010 to 2017. Former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid has defended this guy and said he actually was pretty prominent in the government working on these things. Here's what he had to say.
I had one, I remember the conversation very well. This is a person I respected tremendously, very, very senior person. He's told me, he said, Lou, I want you to stop doing this. I said, okay, sir, I certainly can, but may I ask why? And he says, well, we already know what it is. Now, at that moment, I honestly thought maybe it was our own technology. I was running up against some super uber secret sap, and they were telling me to stop. And I said, okay, sir, so it's ours? And he said, no, that's not what I'm saying. And he said, he asked me point blank, have you read your Bible lately? And I wasn't quite sure where he was going with that. And I said, well, sir, I think I know what it says. Where are you going with this? And he said, well, then you would know that these things are demonic. And
Oh
we
my
should not be pursuing them.
goodness.
So another religious zealot was like,
Yeah.
hey, bro, I know what this is. All right.
Isn't that ridiculous?
I'm a Christian.
Yeah. Look, this is us filling in the gaps again. Hey, I know what it is, and I'm your senior, so you need to listen to me. Read your
Right.
Bible. It says right there, it's a dragon with a dirty frog in its mouth. That's what it is.
So, I mean, yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's
Okay.
got to be true, I guess, since, a religious person said that it is, because they never do that. That's
Right.
just so uncommon.
And of course I believed him because he's my boss and he pays me money.
Right. Exactly.
He hired me, so of course I'm going to go, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Thanks. Do I still get paid? Yeah, sure.
Right.
Okay, great. Yeah,
Right.
then
Totes.
demons,
Yeah.
sure, that's what it was.
You got, I'm going to write this down. Demon. Yeah, I got it. That's great.
Yeah. And he wasn't kidding. That's exactly how he felt.
So this is a Pentagon. This is a Department of Defense official saying, stop looking at UFOs because they're demonic.
Correct.
Wow, someone's scared of their Bible being proved wrong, aren't they?
I know,
Wow.
right? Jeez.
No, read this book, Ted. Read it. It says right there, demons.
Demons.
But
Look,
it was just, I can't tell you what it was. It just flew across the sky. It was demons.
it's got to be demons because I don't believe in alien because I'm
Yeah.
Christian,
I saw something
Jesus.
the other night and it freaked me out. I saw a light flashing and it zipped across the sky and disappeared. Right. And then my wife was like, oh, it's the Perseus. Is it Perseus shower, meteor shower? I was like, oh, no, well, that's probably what I saw then. That's a shooting star. But the way it looked, it just like had some red glow to it because of obviously minerals in it that hit in the atmosphere and all that. But it was
Right.
cool. And there's always a naturalistic explanation. It's not always demons. Honestly, it's not always demons.
Dude, one time, so I used to struggle for a while. I had issues with pain medicine.
Mhm.
And I went to there was a methadone clinic and I had to go there for a bit. And I remember I got rededicated my life, and I was like, this is the last time I'm gonna go to the clinic and everything. And I went there and I remember seeing demons. I saw all these demons. I was like, oh my God, I see them, they're fluttering around, flying. And it was funny because I went there, I deconverted and I was dropping a friend off there to try to get him some help. And the morning light was just starting to come in. There must be a cave or something back there because there were bats all over the place.
Oh,
and I was
my
like,
word.
well, there it is. There's my demons.
That's my
guys."
demons.
Yeah.
These tiny little demons fluttering around. I mean, how terrifying are demons this big?
Right.
You just
Right,
get
well-
a tennis racket and just swat them.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think I assumed they were bigger and I was just a trick.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. But even so.
Forced perspective sort of thing.
right. It's like this big. Bring it close to you. Oh, okay.
Exactly. Right. Oh man. See, look at his
Correct.
face though. He is giddy.
Yeah.
Can you believe this, guys? I'm totes right.
It's demons. Trust me, bro.
Not only is this
Trust
senior, apparently respectable Pentagon official who is so admirable that one of the guys who was running the UFO office there really looked up to this guy, but it's correct in that that's obviously what these things are.
Obviously.
Now, what's interesting is this guy in this interview from a couple of years ago that not a lot of people seem to have found. This guy seems to disagree with the respected, more senior Pentagon official who said this stuff's demonic, we shouldn't be looking into it. And this guy says, no, we've got to look into it. We've got to go get all the data. We've got to probe this stuff. We got to find out what's really going on.
So we crucified him.
And my question is,
Right.
We can't have this guy going against what we're saying. Let's get rid of him.
String him up, tar him and feather him. Oh,
Yeah,
let's
right.
do this. He's crazy for trying to check stuff. Yeah.
why? Why do we have to do that?
That should just be the motto of religion, just in general. Why do we got to check?
Yeah,
I don't
why?
think
We've
shouldn't.
already got the answer.
Yeah, I decided it a second ago. You didn't hear me?
Yeah.
Like,
Look, here in Revelation, dragon, frog. That's
boom.
what it was.
Clearly, dragon and frogs, aliens. Like, how do you not? Come on, use your head. It's like- Jeez.
Curiosity is not a virtue. Why? Why are we going to do that?
It killed cat.
Wow.
Apparently,
Yeah,
that's
Cat,
something. You know.
Stop being curious. You're going to stop believing this book. Please. We can't afford to lose any more.
Jeez. Oh my god! And then nothing is more Daily Wire than be like, stop being curious. Just stop
Yeah.
it. Just decide
we
you're
will
right.
tell you what it is. You just
Yes.
read it. Keep giving us the money. You've got your answers. All
And
right.
that's- yeah, you'll be validated with your nonsense. Yep.
I need some
Keep on.
sponsors. Keep paying. Keep paying.
That's
Keep
it. Yeah. Oh Jesus! So funny.
If there were, which there is not, a super race of extremely intelligent ET that are coming and they can mess with us and they can probe us and they can cross the galaxy and they can go faster than the speed of lightning and do all this crazy stuff, their technology is so much more advanced than ours is, then we're not going to beat them. You know, that'd be like a squirrel trying to beat an army.
So
of
is
human
he
beings.
saying,
And we
like,
just-
look, these, if there are aliens, right, they're going to be so far advanced that there's no chance in beating them. So let's just pretend they're not there.
Right.
Oh, they're demons. Okay. If you believe they're anything else, we've already lost, man. What's going on?
Like, we can protect against them. It's like, it reminds me of Trump being like, stop doing tests. Stop
Yeah.
testing for COVID. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's why the numbers are rising. It's because you're testing. Not because of them actually being sick or anything. Yeah, it's like, how fucking stupid. What the hell? What are you so
That
we're going
was-
to be caught completely unaware
Right.
and they just destroy us. Like,
That was a terrible, terrible argument. They're probably far advanced if they can come and visit us on this planet. Not that I'm saying that they do, but if they are, we've lost. Just pretend they're not there and let's just call it something else.
right?
Oh
Let's
my God.
We just use it to confirm my religion and then we'll keep going, you know? And that's
He's the first up there. If and when these beings, which will probably never turn up in our lifetime or ever, he's the first to go. He's the first. He said, "Well, I thought you're all demons. Sorry, come and probe me." And he got a little bit giddy when he was talking about probing.
Oh yeah.
Did you not see his eyes light up?
Oh yeah, yeah.
He wants to be probed.
He was thinking about something else,
right?
You know. And if you want to be probed, just go to adamandeve.com and enter code word Brentley. You know.
Surely on adamandeve.com, there's like an alien probe butt plug. There's got, and if not, that's a trick missed. You come on, Adam and Eve, get on it.
I'll have to mention that to my sponsor and be like,
There you
"Hey,
go.
you guys got one of these? You got this?"
Yeah, like with like a green laser thing that like flashes.
Oh yeah.
You'd be like,
Yeah.
probe me, Dennis, probe me. I don't know who Dennis is, but probe me.
I'm getting that real freaky shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's awesome.
If we're that much stupider than these things, then we're obviously not going to beat them.
It's not even a word.
No. It's more
The
stupid,
irony. Yeah.
Jack.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well done.
I didn't realize that this had Daily Wire stuff in it too. This is great. This is just all the stupid in one video.
We've covered everything.
This is great.
They're demons, then we should want nothing to do with them. Okay, and that's how I feel about aliens who are really demons, as the Pentagon even said.
So there's three ideas here at the Daily Wire, and I think this is fascinating. Daily Wire is
so
based
funny.
in Nashville, about 2 hours north of us, right? And they Matt Walsh believes that these things are absolutely aliens and they're coming to save us of some kind. Michael Knowles believes that they're absolutely demons, and then Ben Shapiro, who runs the place, says that this whole thing is just a psyop. It's a confusion.
Distraction.
Huge distraction.
So even within their organization, they have very vastly different views of this. I mean, that's fascinating to hear him speak so openly about
But
that.
that's
I mean,
just
he
like
made a
religion. That
really
just made me
great-
think, like, oh, even in this organization, there's massively differing views. Hello, religion.
Right.
Like
You guys
even
can't believe.
Christianity. Like
They-
there's so many factions.
Yeah, they can't even agree. Like they can't even believe the same thing, right? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? They're like, well, are you a Catholic or Protestant? Well, it's well, my interpretation of my doctrine, of my denomination, of my religion says that you're wrong. So,
Mhm.
you know,
Oh, the Earth is only 6,000 years old because that's what the book says. The book doesn't say that.
it does not.
It's
Yeah.
clearly older than that. No. Look, it says right. Well, no, it doesn't say right here, but we just looked between the lines. That's
Right.
what we came up with. Oh, okay.
Like it's within the days. The days, I love it. You pointed it out on one of your more recent videos. The days when during creation and the sun didn't come up until the fourth day.
Well, it's not even a day. It's just some time. And then after some time, there was a day.
Yeah, how do you use the unit of time that requires the sun and then not have the sun at the beginning?
I said something
Oh,
clever
God,
as
it's so
well.
funny.
And that's what explains like vestigial structures, because God was creating things in the dark and had no idea what he was doing. And then like, oh
That's
wait, I've
genius.
done some stuff, but I don't create the sun. Pff. Oh, whoops. Oh, well, let's just pretend that never happened. You know, the
Well,
whale's got some hip bones. It doesn't need those. Wait, the giraffe's recurrent laryngeal nerve is 20 feet long. Oh, what?
that one is so
Well,
funny too.
That's great.
It makes a sharp left turn
Yeah.
and then comes back and is like, shit, I didn't need to do all that.
No, could have been this big.
Yeah. So funny. Oh
point,
God.
if it is demons,
Yeah.
why would you even want to go toe to toe with them and talk to them? You know,
Yeah, the only reason it makes sense is if you believe that
Dude.
like you might
The end. You don't even need to say
You-
anymore.
you know-
The only
Yeah.
way it makes sense is if you believe.
Boom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See you then.
And that's kind of like under the understanding that you just decided that it makes
Yeah,
sense.
right. There you go. There you
You know,
go.
I have my own version of making sense. Yes, thank you.
Just believe it, man. Just believe it.
I get my own logic. I've heard people say it all the time. You know, it's like, we get our own.
There you
It's
go.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
and I think that you have to go all the way back and understand the war in heaven, right? If you don't understand the war in heaven, you have no context for the experiment that's happening here on planet Earth is that we took from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Like we've partaken in the sinful act, and therefore the rest of the universe is observing what's going on here. And this
I'm a
planet,
bit confused.
and they're
I just thought of something. So it's the tree of good and evil? Surely it would just be evil. Because if it was partly good, then how would you know that eating from it would be bad? It would either be one or the
Yeah.
other, not both.
Right. Yeah. It's like exactly. It should be the tree of evil. You know,
Yeah.
the knowledge of evil, because that's
Yeah.
there was because you're right, because you're saying like the good was the default before evil came. So yeah, it
Right.
would just be the tree.
So
of the,
it would be a terrible tree. Don't eat from the bad tree.
yeah.
Oh,
But-
wait, is a tree of good and evil? Maybe I'll risk it then because I might get something good from it. No,
Right. And
just
so
call
it's-
it the evil tree.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the only tree in the garden that looks like the headless horseman's going to jump out of it at any
Right,
moment.
right.
I can imagine just keep away from that, you know. Jesus.
they're making conscious decisions about that. They're not down here interacting with us.
Mm.
I think that's a very clear point.
Oh, they've turned his off as well now. They're like, yeah, you're done. You're
Yes.
saying some random stuff.
Guys.
Turn his off.
Can you guys talk not stupid? Can you not
Yeah.
be stupid when you're talking for a sec? Jeez, come on.
Let's just keep the microphone of the guy who's leaving next week on because, he's going it alone. He doesn't need you three. So he's obviously got some good stuff to say. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Might not. But let's just turn everyone else's off.
it's so funny.
If you're
Oh
a
my
believer
God.
in God and you see that that there's possibility of alien life forms or other worlds. If
White
we're a single
worms?
planet, why would God
I know, right? Of other worms, like the other kind, not this kind, but
What?
not night crawlers, but the other.
want them to come and watch and observe this whole mess, right? Yeah, and that doesn't make sense. And
Really?
What?
No.
How do you determine what makes sense, man?
Yeah. That bit doesn't make sense.
Like, because that is more reasonable than anything you guys believe.
Right.
Holy shit. like that a god's had to send himself to sacrifice himself to himself to
Because he
convince
needs
himself.
appeasing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs some appeasing. And you're all punished for something some people did thousands of years ago, maybe. I don't think they did it. And so he's killed himself so that you are now sinless, even though you had nothing to do with the eating of an apple. It was not your fault that these people did this, but you're to blame. How bloody ridiculous.
The whole system is so fucking dumb. Like it just
Yeah.
it's crazy how it's just so beaten into your head. They're like, what? Yeah, because you got blood sacrifice cures it. Like this is just normal logic. Okay? Blood sacrifice. Fucking what? What are you doing, man? Like you might as well talk about pitching virgins into a fucking volcano. It's just as reasonable.
Hang on, that happens, right?
Right? Jesus Christ.
The
Fucking
other
crazy.
possibility, like, oh God, send him.
Turned off.
Yeah. What I think is interesting about that.
He's like, yeah, moving on.
Whatever. What I think is interesting, and this is so interesting, I'm using my pinky to point it out. This isn't index finger interesting. This is just pinky finger interesting.
Yeah. It's like when you do like 3, you got to do the cool fruit.
That's how I do it. Is that the right way to do it? This way just feels awkward.
Yeah, that doesn't feel right.
This way.
This way is perfect because then you can count it down and then be flicking them off on the last
yeah.
one.
How many have you got? Just one. Got it.
Got the last one. Love it.
He said this higher up guy said, we already know what they are. 2 things. He didn't just say, this is my personal conviction. He's saying we know what they are.
Oh, come on.
Higher government positions.
Yeah, that's it. The whole fucking government agrees with that one guy that says that it's demons, because he used we instead of me.
Right.
Come on. Jesus. It's so
we can
obvious.
do that. We can do that. We atheists know that there are no demons. I'm not saying that we do, but because I said we, that now means that all atheists don't believe in demons.
That's it. All of us. Yeah.
Done.
And so we got it on high authority.
Yeah.
We're right. Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yes. So I mean, I think that's a credible thing to consider. I mean, you didn't just say it's my personal conviction.
It's fascinating because we met somebody who was fairly high up in the military.
What's fairly high up?
I know.
You've got like regular, is it corporal? And then this may be the British way, but corporal, sergeant. That's fairly high up. I mean, there's billions more. But
yeah. Is it general? Like, I don't,
I
honestly don't know what that means.
No.
I think it's just anybody that was like in the army,
Right.
Like,
At this point,
I was
got a
in a tall
uniform.
building one time. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I saw the Queen once. Oh, okay.
It's in one of those double-decker buses. It was a whole day. It was great.
He was a lieutenant, I think.
Oh, good. Okay.
And he
That's not very nice.
said that the majority of the stripes were Catholic.
Well, it must be true then. If most people in the army
right, it's like,
are Catholic, that must mean that it's true. Must mean. But wait a minute, aren't there Muslim armies?
Right.
And surely most of the people in that army would believe in Islam. So that suddenly Islam's true. Sorry, that's just how it is.
They're actually jinn because with the DJ or however they spell it, like gin.
Oh,
that's
gin. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the alcoholic drink then, and I got very excited.
Oh no, I know. Just
I love gin. I'm British. Give me the gin.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's dry, like a dry.
It is dry.
How many generals are Catholic?
So I find this whole thing fascinating because Michael Knowles is Catholic, but this isn't the general accepted reason that goes with this. In fact, the Pope believes that he's going to baptize an alien.
Yeah, I've never seen that video.
Let me get to that in a second. David Grush.
You should just stop after that. Once you say like, and the person of my religion says that he's going to baptize an alien. So stupid.
What alien's going to come down and go, hang on? It's going to be Scottish because, aliens are Scottish apparently. Hang on.
Right.
You believe in a floating man in the sky? Right, baptize me into that. I want to be a part of this. I want to be. You're the Pope. Okay, baptize me. I'm in. I'm There you go. That was a little
Oh,
Scottish alien for you.
That was good actually.
Thanks,
Yeah, that was better than my Scottish. I can't do it. That's I just end up sounding like that James Bond guy all the time.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, that's
Bush, I forget how you say his last name. He came out recently. He was a high up military official, and the News Nation did a whole broadcast on him, 40-minute interview. I mean, this is on the mainstream news talking about this stuff, and
the mainstream news that you always say is not real, like that it's all fake news. But the second it says something that you like, now it's even the mainstream.
It's Fox. They just watch Fox.
That's it. You know it. That and the Daily Wire.
I was in New York. This is a side note. Just this is a good story. I was in New York for my 40th birthday in May, and we saw the Fox News building. And my stepdaughter's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "We can't watch that. It's garbage." Right? That's just my opinion. Some people might appreciate it. I think it's garbage. My in-laws are very fundamentalist Christian. And my stepdaughter went back and said, "Oh, we saw the Fox News building. John says it's garbage." my mother-in-law went, "Well, you know your papa watches that." I was like, "Oh God, what have I done?"
Like I just don't like there's too many commercials.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
You know,
well, no, it was on in one of our it was in the hotel room. It came on, and I was like, I think I said then as well, why are we watching this garbage? Because it was just so bad. I like impartial news. That's how I get my news. There's not many sites that you can get that from. But anyway, so yeah, I'd said that, and luckily my stepdaughter is a non-believer. She asks a lot of questions.
She's smart.
My wife, my stepdaughter, my soon-to-be baby son, who's unborn. We're going to be encouraging, asking questions. My son might well be a believer, and that's fine. But I'm going to encourage him to ask questions. There we go. Just thought I'd get that out there, just so you know. Just so you know.
That's the best way to do it, honestly. Just because it disproves itself if you just set up like
exactly. You ask the right questions, you go, "Oh, yeah, bullshit."
Yeah, you don't have to start with this stuff's all bullshit. They can, you know.
Yeah, they can figure it out. They can figure it out.
You know.
He said that the Catholics, they know about this stuff already.
Oh yeah.
Watch this.
So let's start from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. You say it's a 90-year cover-up.
That's not the beginning.
90 years. Okay.
That's definitely not the beginning. I'm sorry. If people have been seeing things in the sky for thousands of years,
right?
This is not the beginning.
No, nowhere near the beginning.
No.
I mean, I've seen, ancient aliens. I can tell you.
There you go on the History Channel. We've all seen that.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's peer reviewed and everything. I'm sure.
There you go. Surely.
20 years. 1933 was the first recovery in Europe, in Magenta, Italy. They recovered a partially intact vehicle.
It's long been known that the regime of dictator Benito Mussolini documented numerous UAP during this time. This internal memo from
wait, who can eat the what? Now, listen. What does any of that say?
Right. Look, you can see it right here.
Nobody can read that.
There's his. That looks like a B right there.
That's terrible.
That's got to be a T, I think. It's like,
and why have they got an Australian guy talking about something that happened in Italy?
Right, that's a good question.
Right, so, well, look here, mate. We've got this letter. We can't understand any of the writing, so we're just going to say that an alien spacecraft was found. Oh, great.
Right. It's funny, too, because it's like, the leader of the government said it, and it's like, but dude, our government was ran by Trump for 4 years. Like, I don't fucking care what a leader of a government says.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Look what we had.
Right?
No.
Exactly.
Includes crude drawings of the UAPs.
It's true.
What?
It's real. Yeah.
You're covering it.
Happened.
Yeah.
Italian government moved it to a secure air base in Italy for the rest of kind of the fascist regime until 1944, 1945, and the
wait. Where did it go? When was the first satellite put in space?
I don't. That's a good question. Wasn't that
because? Like they said 19, 40, was it 33? I don't know.
That's when
they found this piece of material. Who says it even came from the sky?
Right. They just
You know,
found a material. They
they've
just
been-
found a thing.
Working metal for thousands of years, different kinds of metals for thousands of years now. Is it thousands? Probably at
I'd
least
say
5.
thousands.
You know, it's got to be a long
Yeah.
time. They worked out how to make copper a long time ago.
Right.
Who's to say like this piece of machine wasn't just like somebody trying to build, I don't know, some kind of vehicle, and they went, nah, screw this isn't working. They just threw it out in the Italian desert. Is there an Italian desert? I don't know.
Maybe. That's actually I
Some
don't know.
scrubland somewhere.
I was not good at geography. I was homeschooled. Okay. I don't know.
That's fair.
Geography,
I don't think there's desert in Italy, but
I can only tell you about how Jesus signed the Constitution. That's all.
there you go. There you go.
My homeschool.
Handled that.
So the Vatican was involved.
Yeah, and told the Americans what the Italians had, and we ended up scooping it.
So let me be very clear about
Scooping
this. You're
it.
saying
Let's say
that the
scoop.
Catholic Church, the Vatican, they know about the existence of non-human intelligence on this planet.
Certainly.
What, like dolphins? That's non-human intelligence.
Right.
Dogs are fairly intelligent, non-human.
Yeah.
Cats. Have you seen
Yeah.
these videos where like animals press buttons to speak to their humans?
What? Really?
It's so cool. Yeah. There's like these little floor things, and you teach your dog the meaning of the word, or your cat the meaning of the word, and they can ask you and tell you things and
Holy
communicate. It's brilliant.
That's
Non-human
awesome.
intelligence, like you said, chimps, gorillas using sign language. Yeah, just
Damn.
like another way of communicating. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's awesome. No, I'm
We
definitely
can
checking
prove
that out.
non-human intelligence on this planet. We don't need to attribute it to some little green person that may or may not have ever visited here. I'm saying
Yeah.
not.
It's not. Yeah. That's we're being, we're trying to be courteous as far as our
Right.
yeah,
I'm almost like the questioning, like, what is the setup with this? Like, why even talk about this? But if the Catholic Church is going to be like the mother church, the universal church over the world, this one world religion, they have the answer. If people are asking evangelicals, what are aliens, and they're demons, or we don't know, the Catholic Church, they got the scoop.
But
So
isn't
they're
it
gonna be
better
the
to
ones
say
that
we don't know? Just say we don't know what this is, unless you know for sure what it is. Just say we don't know. There's a lot of power in that.
Yeah, because then we can actually figure it out instead of doing like what Mr. Knowles wants us to do and just like bury our head in the sand and wait to get lasered out of existence.
Right.
Like ostrich style. Jesus. But yeah, the thing I don't know, I always try to say, like, if you can be wrong gracefully, then you'll be right more than most, 'cause
Right.
you got to
That's
be able
good.
to, if you got to be able to just say you don't know. And if you get something wrong, it's okay. Just update your position. It's not a big deal. We're all wrong
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
We're going to want to be a part of, right? The ones who know the answer to this big thing that's changing our whole world.
Oh yeah.
I think if you were really wanting to evangelize people into a camp of we're either on God's side or we're not on God's side, right? There's no middle ground. There aren't going to be people at the end of the world that are like, well, I don't really believe in both sides. You know what I mean? Like by default, you not choosing God, you're going to go on the other side of the fence, right? If you really had at your heart people's salvation, why would you not want to tell them what you know?
Or what you think you know. It's not what you know. It's what you think you know.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't. Wow. And just deciding that it is like yeah. Oh, my God. How frustrating.
Germany was the first to reach space with their V2 rockets. What year was that, though?
Yeah. Do you know what year it was, Bree? Oh, wait. Sputnik, 1950. Is that right?
Oh, okay.
1957? Sputnik?
Well, yeah, but they said they found this thing in 1933. So
okay.
It needs to be, I'm sure it's 33.
It could be. You know what it reminds me of? Have you ever seen those things in Georgia? They were like, you know what I'm talking about? It was like some artist built it clearly.
Like the obelisk thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was something like that. I can't remember what it was like called or anything, but yeah, they were like, the joke was it was made by aliens, whatever, and it's some like end of the world map or some shit. I don't know, but yeah, it just sort of showed up, and everybody's like, whoa, and it's a good idea from an artist. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's pretty artsy. But like, how do we know it wasn't something like that? We did have artists in 1933.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
with tools to like make things out of metal.
Yeah.
It was a thing.
right? But like our first conclusion is it's got to be from
It's got to be
outer space.
aliens. I've never seen anything like this before.
Right,
Aliens or demons? That's the first thing I go to.
Those are only two options.
Yeah,
Really, I mean,
right.
Jesus, that's so funny.
The narrative. If you think about it, that's what the Catholic Church did for a long.
Just keep going. Yeah, dude, you got a guitar effect for your microphone, man. Like, what are you doing? He's got like chorus on, you know. Like, that's so funny.
Wow.
All right. Well, hey, I think we'll go ahead and kind of wrap up. I want to take some of these some more comments that were
I'm sorry. Like, this was a 56-minute video, and you started at what, 3 minutes? We got 13 minutes into it. I'm sorry. I was talking a lot.
No, that's good. That's the whole point. You know, that's
Okay,
great.
good.
That's great. Yeah.
Good.
And it gives me a place for it to be teed up for next time.
There
too,
you go.
So it's all good.
Oh, we should do it again. This is
hell
fun.
yeah. Oh, awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah. I should definitely come back. I love it.
Yeah.
I love having guests. This is actually my first time having a guest and doing
Nuh-uh.
the video version of,
I'm sorry it was me. I'm really bad.
It was awesome. Yeah, we usually a lot of times I'll do articles too. I'll find a Christian article and
cool.
read through it word for word. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I want to do this one a bit more, but also that other video, and this is like, sorry, audience, you don't get to know about this bit, but the other video you sent me with the guy on the bike, I want to do that with you at some point. That was good.
Yeah. Absolutely. We will next time for sure. Hell yeah.
Cool.
All right, cool. Well, hey, let's look at some of these.
Yeah.
Because I missed a bunch of, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to the comments like I usually can.
And blame me. Blame me.
You called me an alien, bro. That's my buddy. Hey, here we go.
Leave me upon you, Moorhead. Yeah. Yes. Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Logan.
I love the leaf be upon thee too.
I know. And do you know where that came from?
No.
So I'm watching, because I don't just do Christianity. I like to dive into some Islam as well, because I like to be fair. And bash them all. But so I was watching this street preacher, a Muslim street preacher, and every time he said Muhammad, he said peace be upon him. I was like, there's something to this. Every time I mention Lisa the Rainbow Giraffe, I have to say leaf be upon her.
Yeah.
It kind of rhymes, it kind of works. And so now it's just stuck. And the first time I ever did a Truth Wanted, I was on there. I shared it, and everyone in the comments was just saying, "Leaf be upon him." I can't believe he's got a real face. Leaf be upon him. It was so funny. It's all over Reddit as well. In some places, my wife goes on Reddit a lot. She's like, "Well, more people are talking about you. Leaf be upon you." I'm like, "This is so funny." Anyway, sorry.
Excellent. No, that's perfect. Thank you. Because I was wondering, I was like, that's got to be a story behind that, because it just sounds so crazy.
But it's just the most ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Moorhen is just, it sounds like amen, amen. And with the Pastafarian, it's just a random British bird.
Excellent.
Is a moorhen. And I was like, well, it sounds like amen, and it's animal related, so that's my theme. Moorhen. That's it.
Brilliant. I love it. Jesus, that's too funny. Let's see. Too much. What do you say? Too much gin makes you see gin. Okay.
There you go. True.
I can see that.
I guess.
That's right. Usually it's the it's not the what's the one, the hallucinogen one with the green
Absinthe?
one, the green fairy. Yeah, that one. That one will do it.
I've never seen a gin, so I'm clearly not drinking enough gin.
Right. Gotta just step up that gin game, man. Like,
keep going.
Exactly. Right. Says God does not talk, and demons are talking nonstop.
Weird. Maybe God just can't get a word in edgeways. He's like, well, I'm trying to say something, but these demons,
they're fucking chatterboxes.
Yeah.
They just
Maybe I'm a demon, because I sometimes just don't stop talking.
Right. Oh, then I definitely,
There we go.
Demon. Oh, this is what he said. They got the wrong tomb. It was the one next door.
It was 271B, not 271A. Oh,
it's like the Second Church of Christ in Wayne's World. He runs out and goes,
right.
That's awesome. Jesus, that's too funny. It's a flying horse. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Could be.
We're just making stuff up. So
yeah, why not?
So yeah. I like spelling Bible this way. Bible.
The Bible.
Beliable. Oh, I didn't even see it.
Beliable.
Oh, that's brilliant. Hell yeah. Well, it says it could be a flying horse carrying a talking snake. So yeah.
Could be. I mean, it could be.
Could be
anything.
all things being equal.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
Apparently, everything is equal
Yeah.
as far as these kind of things go. But well, hey man, thank you so much for hanging
Hey,
out. This was so much
Thanks for
fun.
having me. I had a great time.
Hell yeah, we'll definitely get you back to try to
Yeah.
finish this video and
Yeah,
or
yeah,
do
yeah.
that other one too.
Yeah. Well, it's
Definitely.
get me back a few times. I'm,
Oh yeah, definitely. Hell yeah, man.
I'm down. I'm down.
And hey, tell us if you want to plug the show.
Sure. You can find me at theSkepTick, TICK, because British tick. And that's it. I've got I do a video every Saturday. And I do shorts and TikToks and all that. I just take little clips from my video and just spread them everywhere. And I have a lot of arguments with people on Facebook. It's very funny. My Facebook page, I like 2 weeks ago, I only had 70 followers. I haven't got many followers on there, but I've now got like 320 something. So in the last couple of weeks, because I started doing reels, and the reels bring in the people who like to tell you you're stupid. So I spend a lot of time on them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I gotta start looking at the reels because I never, I do enjoy the shorts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't done the reels yet.
Listen,
I'm gonna have to try
just
that.
get on it. Just take some clips from this video once a day. Put it on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and all. But all. Don't do the one where you've uploaded to TikTok and then you've got the little TikTok thing. This is a tip for everyone. Do it like the original video on all of these platforms, and you will find that they start going. I get like thousands of reel views on Facebook every day.
Wow. Dude, that's awesome.
Not many
Holy
followers,
shit.
but it's just mostly people going, I can't believe in evolution because the Bible says, so it's
Right.
very funny. I love it.
You get those rage clicks,
Yeah,
those rage clicks.
that's
is
exactly
great.
what my Facebook is. It's just rage clicks. People getting so annoyed that I am very anti a god.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, they tend to take that kind of personally for some reason or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But so we have this like sign off because I am going to put this on the audio podcast. So for the audio podcast, we have the sign off where I say who we're going to say fuck off to, and then we try to say fuck off together.
Okay.
So what do we say to the haters, discriminators, and masturbator shamers?
Fuck off. Did I do it right?
Yeah, that was it. That was all.